Yes, if adopted, the new report will feature a description of so-called critical audit matters, where the auditors will provide financial statement users with information about the most challenging and complex aspects of the audit.
The proposed standard, and it's being debated right now, and I will tell you, let me just interject here. Sometimes in these accounting debates, you have, everybody on one side, the accountants on one side and the regulators on the other side. This is a bit different. This, the debaters are much more mixed up on this one. But let me crystallize the essence of the proposed standard and then how it's such a big change. The essence of the proposed standard is for the auditor to include in the audit report a discussion of something called critical audit matters. We've got to learn a new acronym. This one is CAM, C-A-M. And what a critical audit matter is basically a challenging thing that the auditor encountered during the audit. It's challenging because it was highly subjective or it was complicated. But it's the opposite of cash. Cash, you ask the bank and you get the number and great, we're done. Well, like valuation, for example, that could be a critical audit matter. And what the standard calls upon the auditor to do is to describe those critical audit matters in the audit report and why they were difficult and how the auditor dealt with it in the audit. Now, the first reaction might be, well, that sounds like a pretty good idea, and that enhances transparency. Transparency is good. And that's a perfectly logical reaction, and that's where a lot of people stop in the thinking. However, we are significantly changing the auditor's role when we do this, because now, historically, the auditor has not been the original source for information. The original source for information has been the company itself. Now we are asking the auditor to be the original source of information, not to just say, here's our view of what management's saying, but for the auditor to actually talk about what's going on within the company's financial reporting system. And a lot of people are really uncomfortable with that.